great number of panelists, and there were a lot of expertise. They will bring in different kinds of perspective, political perspectives, from NGO side perspectives, real life experience working with waste, and also a lot of knowledge about sustainable consumption and production. And I'm happy to introduce the first panelist. It is Ambassador Gustavo Meza-Cuadra Velasquez. He's the former Minister of Foreign Affairs of Peru, and he has a 30 years career as a diplomat, has a long experience in multilateral affairs, and also recently he has been announced as a candidate of Peru for the Bureau of the Ink process and to chair the process. Ambassador, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the Forum on Trade and Environment and the SDGs, Global Governance Center, and the Geneva Environment Network for organizing this very important event. I would like to reaffirm through my participation in this event the commitment of the Republic of Peru to promote awareness on plastic pollution as a global environmental concern. The government of Peru is well aware of the devastating effects of plastic pollution on the loss of biodiversity, ecosystem services, and the worsening of the climate crisis. In this sense, Peru has taken several measures to address this problem, including regulations related to comprehensive solid waste management and single-use plastics and disposable containers, as well as roadmaps for the integral management of plastics in the industry and artisanal fishing management of plastics in artisanal fishing sectors. Peru also promotes this subject in several regional forums. Like many environmental problems, plastic pollution is a transboundary problem that cannot be tackled by individual actions alone. In that spirit, in October 2021, in the context of the 8th annual meeting of the Subcommittee of Permanent Representatives to the United Nations Environmental Program, Peru and Rwanda presented a draft resolution aimed to end plastic pollution by starting the negotiations of a globally legally binding instrument to address this serious issue. The draft resolution was supported by more than 60 countries from different regions across the world and adopted during the last resumed session of the 5th session of the United Nations Environment Assembly. In Peru's vision, the future of international legally binding instrument should be as ambitious as possible. This new instrument should be based on a comprehensive approach to prevent and reduce plastic pollution in the environment by promoting a circular economy and addressing the full life cycle of plastics from production, consumption, and design to environmentally sound waste management, prevention, and treatment. It is also important to ensure a system that involves a responsible and sustainable production of plastics, as well as one that raises awareness among the general public on responsible consumption, keeping in mind the environmental, social, and economic impacts of its use. Plastic pollution disproportionately impacts developing countries and socio-economically challenged communities that work in informal and cooperative settings. That's why we need a strong treaty with ambitious objectives, but equally ambitious means of implementation that considers the needs of developing countries. Peru also believes that the international community should listen to different perspectives in order to achieve a truly ambitious treaty. All relevant stakeholders should be heard and need to join forces to find concrete measures to reduce the production of virgin plastic, encourage recycling, and ensure safe and proper waste disposal of existing plastics, especially in the marine environment. Shared objective of the future instrument, as well as the development of national action plans, should be heavily informed by science, It is crucial that science and its new developments support us and guide us in this process. The new treaty should have a human rights approach in order to truly achieve its goals. We need to understand that plastic pollution has a considerable impact on a broad range of human rights, including the rights to life, health, science, housing, and healthy environment. In that sense, it is also important to have a negotiation process that is open, inclusive, and transparent, which allows the participation of civil society, the private sector, academia, government, consumers, and the scientific community. For these reasons, I am honored and humbled that the government of Peru has decided to present my candidacy to become a member and chair of the Bureau of the Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee, INC. I would like to thank the organizers again for promoting this event. I am confident that this very important dialogue will provide a great opportunity to raise awareness on the future negotiations of the INC and the expected outcomes of its work. I believe that all countries should work collectively to achieve an ambitious result for the sake of present and future generations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this intervention, and also thank you for reminding us of the leadership role Peru has taken with others in this very important process, but also to outline what does it mean an ambitious outcome, including to highlight the importance of science, linkage to human rights, but also the importance of resources to implement such a treaty, and that you've also mentioned at the beginning, the importance to be ready to work on a national level, to put in legislation and necessary measures.